Alright, so as you guys saw in the last video, I slapped all this metal work in here real quick, just so you get the full layout of the boat and everything. I still got a lot of work to do to finish up these hatches though. I've got to come back and weld all 4 corners of every single hatch. There's 8 hatches. That's 32 welds and dress. Then I've got to attach these drain tubes to each single track frame. The track frame also has to be drilled with mounting holes and countersunk. There's about 20 of fasteners going into each one of these hatches. Then after I get done with that, I get to attach the hinges. And I'm probably going to run through majority of this bag of 500 rivets right here. The big hatch in the back, it needs a support brace. I've still got to put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff done. I'm going to put you on the time lapse. It's going to take a while. It's time for me to get back to work. I just welded these drain tubes onto the back of the dry hatch track frame. I see a lot of other companies that do these same things, and their welds look horrendous. These are not easy welds. You just can't teach experience.
Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. Fuck with your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fate, I'ma hand him the shears. He not the man he appears. Heart of a lion, I'm trampling fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river to stand in the tears. You better stand in the clear. I'm going crazy, niggas fugazi. How would they ever gon' fuck with a kid? Put it on baby, it do not faze me. Boy, I do not give a fuck what you did. Eating that kitty, she stuck to my rib. How can I trust him? He fuck with the pigs. Bro got a Glock and a couple of C's. He think about splitting a couple of wigs. Shotty my DNA all real, nigga. Sweatsuit all heel figure. And I ain't even gotta deal with you. If I ain't never split a bill with you. I got Hennessy and horchata. Baby girl wearing nada. Ass growing from a cider. Bathrobe in his Prada. Fiji water by the cold glass. Granddaddy by the Ziploc. Flex season, I'm road running. I'm staying all on my tip top. Young man with an old mind, so I ain't worried about slight shit. I be up till sunrise. I'm staying out on my night shift. I got a bottle of bourbon, a bundle of honeys. I'm jiggy, I'm flexing a bit. Figured I hit it and quit it. I'm busy, I ain't got the minutes for texting a bitch. Came from the gutter with me and my brother. I'm moving my mother right out of the city. Bitch, I'm a star and they know I go hard, so I'm kissing them babies and signing them titties. Gold blingin' like Chingo, rock star like Ringo. Checks coming in back to back, I'ma line them up like bingo. Oh, I think that they like me. They be all on my wood tip, not a stain on my white tee. I'm popping all of this good shit. Big flex, my swole up, double cup and I'm pulled.
So I got this rear storage bench hatch painted on the interior. I use this camo deep forest green paint. I had 4 or 5 leftover cans. I actually had a hard time finding the metallic oil rub color of the outside of the hull. I found 8 cans, and I'm gonna save those to finish up the hatches, and I gotta put another coat of paint on the exterior of the hull. I went ahead and sanded up some of these spots that I had burned through and patched holes. The last bit of metal work I've got to get completed before I can paint this thing is this trolling motor mount. I'm going to cut this off and try to clean it up the best I can and either relocate it here or put a new mount up here. And the last piece of metal work on the hull is on the transom. He's got this dumbass bracket right here straight through the hull, like all of the boats I work on do. There's no way I'm going to do all this work and leave this thing on here. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to fill in all these holes with weld. And I'm going to put a block across here of like a 1x3 rectangular tubing. That way, later on down the road, if he wants to change out his transducer, if he upgrades his electronics or something, he won't have to put any more holes in the boat.
Take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out.
Alright, so I got this piece cut off. This was the trolling motor mount, originally came in the boat. It was sitting on the side just like this. It's a pain in the butt to take off. I do got some spots that I'm gonna have to fill in some holes where they had the bolts in this thing from numerous trolling motors throughout the years. But the cool thing about it is I think it's gonna work perfectly to set right up here. I'm gonna have to cut it off a little bit and alter it, but I think it's gonna sit perfectly just like that. Before I put this in though, we're gonna have to go ahead and close this up and extend this back because I need to move this foot pedal tray back, and obviously this is gonna be sitting on top of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you all back on the time lapse. I'm gonna try to get this thing cut back, get both these pieces installed so we can get a coat of paint on this thing.
Do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out.
So that was no fun at all whatsoever. I had to cut that out, had to cut these 2 braces right here, had to cut this piece down. That's the inside of his storage compartment you can access from the front. Yeah, honestly I figured that this would be a no-brainer if you're planning on putting a foot pedal tray in your boat. I mean, my God, how close to the front do you think you can go? I mean, you're only like an inch away right here. Like, the foot pedal tray is 4 inches deep. I mean, who knows? Anyways, now that I cut that out, it's surprisingly still pretty strong all over. I mean, that foam in there, that foam was not wet. I'm gonna leave that in there just because I don't feel like digging it out of there. But it's still pretty sturdy. I am gonna throw an extra support under it though. I'm gonna come across the bottom of both of these 2 pieces of tubing. I'm gonna run like another piece of tubing or angle across there. And then I'm probably gonna rivet it into these side panels on either side. That'll help hold it and support it, just to make sure it's gonna be good. The piece that I cut out, I am going to be replacing that in the back with the piece that someone else cut out. It's gonna sit in there like that. What I'm gonna do first though, is I'm going to attach this rib right here to the other side of this rib, which was connected. I'm just gonna run a piece of tubing across there. I'll weld it on either side. And then I'm gonna have to put like a piece of 1/8 inch strip or something underneath this I'll probably rivet it through here, and then I'll rivet it through the new piece, or the old piece that's going to be going back up in the front, just to fill this in and make it nice and strong, because I don't want that flexing. I mean, he's not going to be standing up there. You see where the foot pedal tray drops in at? And his trolling motor bracket's going to be sitting back in here. So he's not really going to be standing up here. He's going to have a graph bridge and stuff, but I still want to make sure that it is stable and it's not going to vibrate or have any issues down the road. Let's get back to work.
Bag, I'm racing the clock, look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep, when I ain't had shit on my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes, niggas floss, I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. That shit the talk of the...
Alright, so the recessed foot pedal is dropped in, fits good. This little blank off piece that we put in here, it's actually very strong. It's got rivets in it, it's got support braces underneath of it, the front, two sides. It's got some welds, and the sucker is going to be covered up with turf. You never even know it was in there. And now we are ready to install our trolling motor mounting bracket. I'm going to get that cleaned up and welded in, and then we'll be ready for paint.
I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do fun. Moon landed with the elevation. Armstrong with the levitation. My third eye needed calibration. That was heat rock when I notated. I've been going crazy. Stone face when I kill beat, leaving no trace on location. Premeditated. Ayy, can't even be still for like more than a minute. The way that they play out, I don't wanna miss. I don't know part of this shit. Feel like I'm deep in the plot of a flick, and I'm the star of this shit. And I've been playing my part since back when we started this shit. Feel a charge, got a little coin on me, and I sauce with the nits. I'm a boss, I'm a prick. With the cold showed up in the road.
Alright guys, so it is Thursday, May 12th. I got the trolling motor mount welded in. Looks good. I'm gonna come back and shoot some rivets through here into the deck. We got our spacer in front, foot pedal tray is good. The metal work for the actual hull is completed. It's ready for paint. I'm hoping tomorrow when I get home, I'm gonna paint this boat. And before I come home, I'm gonna build the last piece of metal I need for this boat, which is basically gonna be a drop-in pan that's gonna sit inside of these side panel hatches. There's a mirror image on either side, and it's going to come down 8 inches, and it's just a pan. It's going to be removable. You can pull it out. That way you can get down in here to access the wires or whatever you need to get in here. But I got to build those, and that's it as far as the metal work goes. I've got about 3 hatches left to paint, and I'm going to do all my painting tomorrow, including these 2 side panels, as long as it's not dumping. Then I'm going to start doing the electrical and plumbing for this live well. And I'm hoping that I will finish up part 5 by Sunday, and then part 6 will be decals and turf. Alright guys, I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to call this one. It's about that time. The video is pushing 15 minutes and change, and majority of my viewers are falling off around the 7 to 8 minute mark. So if you're still here, I definitely appreciate you watching. I hope you guys are subscribers. I hope you follow me and my other social media links. And I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, I have a big spot on my nose. I went to a dermatologist. I had some pre-cancer spots. They burned them off with some type of nitrogen or something. No, it's not from welding. When I weld, obviously I wear a shield that covers my face. It is from being out in the sun, sitting in a cobia tower for 8 to 10 hours a day, trying to catch drum and spot cobia, and not putting sunscreen on. So, my tip of the day, make sure you wear sunscreen, especially on your face and your nose. Enough about that. So the build is really coming together. This thing is looking sick. I wish I could put more into this video, but bottom line, I'm trying to drop this video and get ready for part 5. Part 4 showed you a lot of the metal work and behind the scenes stuff that I do that I don't normally share with you guys. Part 5 is basically going to house all of the finished painting and the electrical and the plumbing, which is good to know how to plumb your live well. Part 6 is going to be all the turf and the decals, which is the exciting part. And it's going to be sick. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. I'll see y'all in the next one.